This is gross.
How you been, buddy?
I've been good. That's what me and when me and Nate do our podcast, Panties in the Mouth, when we do it, like half of it is literally just like, well, we were joking about it today. Like every episode since all this shit started, we have a moment where like both of us go, "How you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
Everything good? What's keeping you? We call it like the "What's keeping you alive" segment. What's making this week worth it?
So what is it? Yeah, what is it then? I mean, I guess
for you.
I mean,
what is it?
You don't have to do the exact like say what you said on there, but what is it like? What are some of the things that like you've been up to since this? Because I know you're somebody that you're still working at the warehouse, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I've been. It was kind of a funny thing. Me and Steph were talking about it because it's like the irony of, you know, I've been in Jersey for like, well, it would be like a year and 4 months now. I've been in Jersey for a year and 4 months, and you know, doing all the comedy shit is very stressful, and it's like, you know, you're always stressing out because you're not where you want to be, and it's like, yo, it's kind of the fact that if I was a little more successful 6 months ago, I'd be in a really shitty position.
I'd be
right now.
devastated right now.
Yes.
Dude, when you guys were moving to Jersey, we were talking about moving to Jersey. I'm like, are you happy we didn't move to Jersey? Or to New Actually, you guys were talking about moving to Jersey. We were thinking about maybe we'll just go to New York. And then we're like, fuck, if we were in New York right now, we'd be dead.
We'd be real. Yeah.
We'd be dead people.
But
we'd be two dead
I
people.
was even thinking about the people that are just above you guys that are relying on comedy.
Yeah.
Like they've completely let go of their side jobs and they're relying on comedy. Like they're fucked. You guys are in a good.
Shane at all?
You guys are. He's like in Florida.
Oh yeah,
like he's like living it up.
Yeah, I don't text Shane like that. I would just always. It actually got exhausting because every time he'd get like a new thing, I'd be like, "Good job" or whatever.
Yeah.
But it'd be like,
Yeah.
it'd be like every goddamn week, and you're like, "Dude, can you like stop?"
Stop succeeding for just a little bit, and
Just
then
a second.
or like when like it's so funny because you're thinking like the SNL thing, like that was fucking exhausting because that was the thing where I was like a little slow too, so like I was congratulating when other shit was breaking, and I was like, wait, never mind, are you okay?
Yeah, well, here's the funny thing about the SNL thing, funnier for me than him, but no, so perfect when he got Montreal. You know, Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
It was me, Nate, and Lemaire, and we're at Compound for when Shane used to do his show, Fair One.
Right.
And we're there, and Shane, he had to leave early during the show for something, and he turns to us, and he goes, just for laughs, and he hits us with the DX suck it. And we're sitting there being like, you're our only successful friend, we're happy for you, why are you
Yep.
why are you hitting us with the suck it? And then so like, and he's done that before, and then we were, what the hell was, it was the day they announced SNL. And then we were going to go hang out because I guess Shane was going to be at the stand, and then a bunch of people were going to be at the stand because of that and stuff. So we were going to go hang out at the stand. And I was like joking. I was just like, oh, man. I was like, Shane's going to be real annoying. Like, he just got SNL. Like, if that's how he acted when he got Just for Laughs, oh boy.
Yeah.
And so like I'm walking in, I'm like walking in just being like, oh great, this is how it's gonna be. And then I'm like a block away from the stand, and I get a text from Brendan Crick of all people.
Yeah.
And it just says, yo, they're blowing up our boy on Twitter. And I was like, why? Like with compliments?
Good gestures, you say? Uh-oh.
Sorry, I dropped the thing, and my cat's really into eating shit.
Yeah, he ate like a whole bath mat, right?
Yeah, he's fucking too stupid not to die. So Crick hits me up randomly. I forget why I was even texting Crick. We never talk like that. Yeah. And he's like, oh, they're blowing up our boy on Twitter. And then I'm walking, and I get to the stand, and right next to the stand, there's like a parking garage. And I look over, and I just see Shane in the parking garage pacing aggressively.
Oh, no.
on his phone. And I was like, something happened.
Yeah.
and then you go on Twitter and you're like, oh, all the internet hates him.
Yeah. And then
yeah,
you're like,
and it was a real bummer, man, because we were all at the stand, like in your fucking, you're ready to like, buy your buddy a shot and big up him and everything, and he's just dealing with that horse shit.
then you go on 2 shots and you're like, oh, so it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Wait, hold on. Didn't you just get SNL? Why am I consoling you? What the fuck?
It was funny too because I didn't know about this until I went into. Like going in to do a fair one of the first times.
Yeah.
Shane was actually telling it because Shane likes to dip. And he was saying that literally in New York, they only have like one type of dip.
Oh, wow.
And he was joking about us bringing in other type of dip. So to congratulate him for SNL, I got him a little pack of like peach flavored dip. And I was just like, he's all like stressing out in the corner. And I was just like, I got you dip.
And then you do that head like the non-verbal, like.
Yeah. Good job. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that was, how do we get on Shane?
We were just talking about how, like, if you were like a little bit more successful a little bit earlier, you would have been fucked right now.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to somebody who is like, like, good. We can just lie and wait a little bit longer. I've been waiting this long. I'll wait another half a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the fuck it is.
Well, you guys have been podcasting forever,
also,
so you're
I
able to
see how many people shake off. Like, I want to see how many, like, just kind of that, like, we were joking about it. I do the 6 a.m. podcast, which is like a jiu-jitsu one and stuff like that. And we're joking about like how many people are going to be like,
the 6 a.m. podcast that you trying to get Nikki Sixx back on drugs.
Well, look, that's the underlying thing, but like we don't want to let anybody know. But it's basically we were joking about that, of like how many people are going to be like, oh, I don't really need this in my life, as opposed to other people that are like jonesing for it and shit like that.
Well, you know how I reacted, where I was like I still want to do stand-up comedy, but I was like, oh, it's like, this is what happens when you play shit fast and loose and some shit just pops up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It made me realize, because right now, so if you look, like you said, all those comics who their whole thing was, oh, I get a bunch of spots and I get road gigs and I get paid that way. They're not making any money.
Yeah.
No.
The comics who are fine are the I looked at like once again, Compound Media or Gas Digital, or the people who have actually, shouts out to you remember Tim Butterly?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, like he does the Twitch streaming. So he gets, and I know I don't think that's where he makes all of his money or anything, but he's
right.
It's the people that have like an other hustle besides just going out doing shows. Like they're the ones.
Yeah, like I think you guys are now gonna end up surpassing a lot of people because things are going to shift. Like everything's just going to change. So. And you guys have been doing podcasts and everything. Like I think you'll survive more so than some.
Well, that's what I realized with all this shit, where it's like I have all the infrastructure. Just not the success.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was thinking. Is like I have because I was thinking, all right, well, this is a good time to get, because I was a thing that everybody always suggested to me, or people suggested to me, were like get onto to Twitch and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm not really that much of a gamer. And they're like, that's actually sometimes funnier. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. All this shit. And I just never, even back when I was doing like Buddha Boys and shit like that, I was the kind of like people were saying like you should do that, or you guys should do it, or anything like that. And I was like, well, now I have the time. Now
you have nothing to lose.
I got nothing else to do. So I was like, I'll fucking set it up. And I happened to I was like, I don't have a headset for it. I don't have anything. But then I was like, I looked through all the past podcasts and shit that I've had. I have all of the shit I needed. Yeah. So I was like, okie dokie.
You didn't have to buy anything.
I didn't have to do anything.
Except
and also, for a camera. I'll need a camera.
Yeah, but even, I mean, cameras definitely preferable in the long run, but even then, dude, like there's plenty of Twitch streamers who don't have cameras. They're the minority, but there's Twitch, but it's like, dude, it's funny too, because it's like people overemphasize on, I was doing a lot too when I was trying to learn Twitch, where you go, they're like, oh, it's like, you need these special graphics, or you need this little thing, or you need that little thing, and then you realize, and then like you'll be searching around Twitch trying to like I remember searching around Twitch trying to watch channels to sort of get an idea of like what people normally do on Twitch, and you realize the top streamer on one of the games is literally streaming directly from his PS4, and if you watch every how-to video on YouTube, it's like that's the big no-no. But it's yeah, man, that's the thing people got to realize. Like they'll get over worried, like they're like, oh, I don't have like the right equipment and this and that, and you're like, no, dude, just do it and get the bare minimum and just figure it out.
Right.
It's better than nothing.
And that's why the knowledge is way better than just going in and buying a kit, because that's how you figure it out. You're able to be like, oh, I wonder if this works. I wonder if this works. And then you can just do it yourself. You don't need anybody else.
And also, it is a hefty investment.
Yes.
So then it's a big investment to then find out you don't like doing it.
Yeah, that's
well, that
true.
was the thing, was like, I especially not being as much of a gamer and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can get it to where I need it exactly perfect to be something that I can get consistent. Like if it can fit into my routine somewhere. Like I saw that you were recently, you posted you scheduled when you're going to be on playing video games.
Yeah, because
like, I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, I never thought of that, but I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what people want, fucking consistency.
Well, when I hopped back into it, I was just kind of literally 1 week I had no schedule. The first week or two I was like hopping back into it. I had no schedule. Then I made a loose schedule, and the second I made a schedule, because I also had a little bit, dude, this was the craziest part too. Hopping back into it, literally the first or second stream, I had these dudes that were watching me regularly when I was streaming regularly, like, because I sort of put a pause on Twitch, and then this whole pandemic put it back on play.
Yep.
But no, I had literally one of the first 2 or 3 days of going back at streaming, I had dudes who, when I was streaming regularly, they were like, oh, you're back, what's up? And I was like, god damn.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's so cool.
You didn't fucking forget about me.
That's good.
I would have forgotten about me.
But the thing is, it's that is, I was saying, oh, there's no rules to Twitch. That is a thing though, that not necessarily a rule, but there is something I noticed about having a schedule that is like, so that's why I kicked that into gear right away when I was doing this shit. Is to like, it doesn't, because like some people think like, oh, have a schedule, so it's got to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something. It's like, no, literally, like I see Twitch streamers who like their schedule is like, I play at noon on Monday, 3 p.m. on Tuesday, 5 p.m. on Thursday, and like 6 a.m. on Saturday.
Right.
And people are like, sure, I just want to be your friend. Like,
and everybody needs friends right now.
Yeah, no, does. and that was a big revelation too when I was that's a grandiose word for playing video games on the website. But no, that was a big thing I realized, where I was trying to go about Twitch like, oh, I'm doing a show and I'm doing this and that and all this, and then it hit me watching a few of these channels, especially like the just chatting channels, and I realized, I was like, oh, you're just chilling.
Yeah.
You're just hanging out.
It doesn't always have to be video games.
People want, like, dude, literally, dude, this was insane. This happened the other night, and it was insane. So, like, I've been focusing more on Twitch about doing, like, wrestling and shit like that, just because, oh, and to go, I was going to coincide this with what you said earlier about how with, like, oh, you're worried about, like, you're not that good at games and this and that. And there are some games, like, the more competitive games, say like Fortnite or Apex Legends, you definitely want to be good at them. But then there's other games, like I was playing through like God of War. That's I was combining God of War and Call of Duty Modern Warfare together.
I wouldn't know the difference.
I was playing God of War, and I'm fine at the game, but like it was a serious game, and I was adding my like funny commentary, and people were fucking with that. And then to relate it with the wrestling, dude, this is as a wrestling fan, this is my favorite part. Everyone that hops into my chat, almost 10 out of 10 times knows way more about wrestling than I do.
That's the best.
But from podcasting since I was in college and doing comedy since I was in college, I'm better at articulating thoughts than they are.
Right.
So they like to hear me talk about it and this and that. And then they just want to, like, now I've been doing it, and there's like these dudes who fuck with me and they want to watch my stream every day. And literally, So, do you guys know Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, Total Impact Wrestling, right? Isn't that it?
Like if WWE
Did I get it wrong?
No, that's ballpark, I think.
Okay.
But no, if like WWE's number one, Impact's probably like 4 in
Okay.
that range, 4, 5, or 6, however you want to look at it. So like they had. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. No, literally, it was just fucking weird.
You should get one of the people that come to your stream.
Yeah.
Hey, tell them the thing where it's like a bright and shiny, like a light. Yeah, that's it. You couldn't figure out pyrotechnics.
So in the stream, I just talk about wrestling, and we kind of like bring up clips, and then we watch them, and we talk about them. And this dude, we were talking about Impact Wrestling a bunch, and this dude goes, "Hey Andy, can you watch this?" I pull it up. The YouTube clip he wanted me to watch. It was a 30-minute clip of another guy's podcast reviewing an Impact pay-per-view from 2009.
Oh my God.
Like a tutorial, or like he wanted you to watch it for advice, like to watch how to do it, or he just wanted
to hear my thoughts about it.
Your thoughts on his thoughts.
Dude, and like every 5 minutes, I was like, all right, maybe we watch something else. And he's like, no, keep watching. And I was like, what's going on right now?
The guy's like a cuck. It was like his clip. It's his channel. And he's like, hey, watch this and make fun of this guy. He's like, yeah, keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Tell him his hair's gay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
But no, it's just, dude, that's the other part too. I never assume I know what the fuck's going on Twitch. I just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's like when someone wants to watch you watch a review of a pay-per-view from 2009.
Yeah.
I just put my hands up and just like, you guys tell me what to do.
I'll do whatever you want.
I'll be your fucking pay pig, dude.
I think about that too. Like we were doing a thing with like a lot of times when I play video games, like I kind of thought of it like I went at it our channel. Oh, by the way, what's your channel? What's the name of it again?
Oh, twitch.tv/Andy Got Jokes. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. And then Sundays at high noon Eastern Standard Time.
Nice.
Emphasis on that. Oh, wait, no, you don't smoke. So never mind. I'll be high on noon.
I had to pretend to be high for a thing recently. Yeah, I'm breaking, in the wrestling terms, I'm breaking kayfabe on some comedy shit.
Oh, no, I thought it was like acting. But it's not acting. It was real life, but in a different. I consider it alternate dimensions. It's the same thing. It's the fourth wall breaking. It's kayfabe is. See, she doesn't understand this.
I don't understand.
Why don't you explain to the layman over here what kayfabe is?
Because you know Pat, right?
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, you do the podcast with Manny and Young Bucks. You probably actually do know what it means.
I do know this, but like one of your streamers, I need you to just make it a little bit better for me here. Kayfabe's where things real all the time. They're always in character.
If you're in kayfabe, it means you're the characters you've set up in wrestling.
What does it stand for again?
Kill all your best.
Yep. Oh, is it
friends
really?
At beach equipment? I have no clue.
I went through such a roller coaster of emotions on that. At first, I was like, "Wait a minute, is it?" Because I was like, "Oh, this is actual onomatopoeia. Is that onomatopoeia when you're? Is that everything?" I'm not even. We're getting too far.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Kayfabe is basically where you're always in character.
Okay.
But
yeah, you basically the wrestling that happens on TV. You just act like it's all real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
Chris Benoit kills his family in the ring, goes home, kills his family at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So were you a high dude? Were you a high dude somewhere?
Oh, yeah. No, I realized I shouldn't break kayfabe as hard as I was about to. But basically, I had to pretend to be high for a thing, and it wasn't hard.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It's not. I just talked, and people were like, "He is very high."
This guy's totally high.
Look at that. High. Look at that super high guy over there.
So, Twitch for our Twitch stream, we started the Bored Georges.
Yeah.
Which originally the idea was going to be like much like this. We're going to have the TV set up here, and we've done it already once. where we have it set up here and then we just play Yahtzee on our phone, which is what we do all over the place anyway. Anytime we're waiting for a table, anytime when we used to go out to do things,
we would.
the way we would ignore everyone else is by playing Yahtzee with each other pretty much constantly the whole time.
Yo, is Yahtzee still lit? I haven't.
Dude.
played Yahtzee in a
Yeah,
while.
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
yeah.
If there's a way we can do it online, I would. We should play. I looked for it on PlayStation Network already. It's not there.
It's not there.
No, but there's a game. What is that? Game. What is it? GameNight.com or
House Party.
HouseParty.com.
House Party, but it's only apples to apples.
Oh.
They don't have other games.
Whatever.
It's just apples.
Why don't they just call it applestooapples.com?
I think because they don't. I don't even think they call it apples to apples. I don't know what they call the card game, but that's essentially
It's like
what
if
it
you
is.
it's like if you had a TV channel, you were like the All Sports Network. We just show soccer.
yeah. But they don't have the rights to the name soccer, so they can't call it that.
That they call it the All Football Channel.
Yeah. All foots.
But they
All
have.
foots.
But they have it's a. I forgot where we were going. Oh yeah, so we were playing Yahtzee with that.
Yahtzee.
Like
Yeah.
and basically the idea for the Twitch channel came to where it's like we'll just podcast while I play video games.
Yeah.
Or I can stream with other people or anything like that. I've had Chris on a couple times. We hunted Ewoks and stuff like that. But I wanted it to be more of a thing where like, because like I noticed as I was doing this, like as I was trying to figure out Twitch as well, I like much like you learned you can just kind of do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't have to just be video games. It can be. We could just do this. We could be doing this on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Of like, holy shit.
I did it. I did it last week, and actually, literally, Keikoa, the Hawaiian Warrior, who runs the wrestling company I work for, Work Rate Entertainment. Which, quick plug, we actually just put out our most recent show when we were still allowed to be outside. Clash of Panthers. Just search Work Rate Entertainment in YouTube. But yeah, I had him on the stream, and we just did. It was so cool because we just talked and shot the shit for an hour, and I had people in my chat like, hey guys, you know how you love wrestling? Well, here's a fucking wrestler. Ask him whatever you want.
Yeah.
And they were just having a kick out of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because we had recently on the best wrestling podcasts in the world, Falls Count Anywhere with Youngblood and Manny. I had Jake Manning, the Man Scout himself, and Jake Manning. He's in the PWI top 500 wrestlers in the world. Anyway,
wait, what's his number?
I think he said the highest he was at one point was 200. I think.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. No, it might have been 300. I wrote it down somewhere. Hold on.
Because I think Keikoa last time was 445 this past one, but he's been 200 something before.
He's gone up and down apparently in the rankings over the years, but he had a very quite the rivalry with a tent at one point and had a very epic match.
I think
conclusion.
I saw that.
Yeah. This
guy.
guy.
Was that recent?
We may have posted. We actually they may have posted it or shared it or something like that.
That's if he was on the podcast recently, that's where I probably saw it.
Yeah.
Because I think I follow the Falls Count Anywhere.
But it
which
is
by the way, not to interrupt, when I was starting my podcast, which is in a weird limbo right now. But when I started my podcast, I was thinking of calling it Falls Count Anywhere.
I think that was everybody. Yeah. Because at first because I was like, oh, so is that name free? And they're like, yeah, we searched it. And like since then I've searched it again and it's like 2 or 3 other ones that popped up. And it's
there's
like
a few others.
it's kind of the go-to, but it's also like one of those things of like, I was like, maybe you could be the Falls Count Anywhere podcast, and they are all Falls Count Anywhere.
Is that a wrestling term? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a type. Okay. It's a type of wrestling match where, because like every wrestling match, they'll say at the beginning, this is set for 1 fall. So when you see in the ring, like they get pinned and they do like 1, 2, 3, that counts as a 1 fall. Falls Count Anywhere means you can pin them anywhere in the ring.
Gotcha.
Only with soccer. But there's a
just want to say to your listeners out there, sorry for getting you so wet.
Yeah. No, there's to me the whole aspect of it, like the wrestling part of it. Like I don't know a lot of like the current shit, and I'm not, and it's one of those things of like I hate being the guy because now that's a guy too. I used to watch it, or you know what I mean, like that thing of like.
See,
but I still respect it as like a performance art, but I literally am just not into it as I used to be. You know
dude,
what I mean?
as a wrestling fan, I don't care what type of dude you are, as long as you're not the guy who acts like you don't like wrestling. Because there's there is quite possibly. Cause like people like you always get the dude be like, oh, I watched wrestling when I was a kid, and I'd be like, oh yeah. If I play a video of Stone Cold coming to the ring, you're not gonna get hyped right now. There's not one person that's not, or when you hear The Rock go, can you smell? There's not, as an adult right now, there's not one person that's not gonna get hyped doing that. So like, can we just start at a place of honesty and just be like, everyone likes wrestling. It's just a matter of degrees.
Right.
It's whatever. It's almost like, what's your favorite SNL era? And it's the one of when you were in middle school.
It's
the same thing of that's your same favorite era of wrestling. That's like wherever you have it, like because that's what I've been interested in with like the Dark Side of the Ring. We've been watching those.
Well,
even she's been watching.
I did grow up watching it. Like we always had the pay-per-views. My dad was a huge fan. Oh yeah, my brother was into it. Like WWE, WWF, like all of it. So I do know.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
You like The Rock, right? Like
no,
really?
Mankind.
Nice. Oh really?
Yeah, Mankind was my favorite.
That's why she married me. Yeah, I got that Mankind butt.
Yo, you need
Cactus Jack. Yeah.
You need to start wearing some black sweatpants right away.
I'm gonna go sprinkle some not rose petals but thumbtacks in the bed.
Yeah.
Hey Dom. Hey Dom. Bang bang. Don't worry. I got her started for you, champ.
Oh, she's sliding out of her chair.
Yes, I am.
No, I wish I was wearing socks. I would have pulled it up.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let's do some role playing.
I just loved that he didn't give a fuck. Like he got fucked up.
Yeah, there was sorry, go ahead.
No, I always respected Mick Foley too, because he kind of like, you could tell he knew he didn't have the like typical wrestling body and everything and the typical wrestling look. So he's like, oh, don't worry. I'll make up for that with trying to kill myself.
Yeah, yep.
With suicide.
Yeah.
I love that too. Like, cause I think that's the thing is like the level of wrestling fan that I am now. And I think this should be a new category that I'm going to carve out for myself. And it's going to be the guy who used to love wrestling and is now loving every wrestling documentary that is made.
Yeah.
Every single one. I'm like, yeah, I remember that guy. Oh, I used to like him. Oh no, he's a rapist. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, he killed his kid with a Bible or something. Like, oh no,
well, also,
why'd you
we
do
grew
it,
up
Chris?
in Florida, so it was tons of wrestling. Like wrestlers lived everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I got bored with meeting Hulk Hogan. Like I was like over it.
Yeah.
You're like coming to Thanksgiving.
Out of the way, Hulk. I gotta get to the funnel cakes.
Hey Terry, down in front.
Yeah.
Like I saw him on his boat and shit like that. And like I don't want to see him in his underwear and
gas, his like little moped at a gas station.
Yeah.
Just
really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I remember one of the first times I saw him, he had a tank top on that said, "This isn't a bald spot. This is a solar panel for a sex machine." I think that was like, it was something along those lines of that like level. It's like, so I'm like, yeah, he's not like the Hulkster. He's like that dickhead guy.
Yeah,
he's like a tourist.
That's so wordy.
Yeah. That is very wordy.
I mean,
you were staring real hard.
He had a lot of chest.
Dude, it's funny too, because I was watching on stream last night. Once again, the fucking the one of the dudes watching really wanted me to watch some Impact Wrestling. That's the other thing too, by the way, just having strangers give a shit how I feel about the questions they ask. Because literally this kid goes, he's like, Andy, can we watch Impact Wrestling tonight? And I was like, yeah, dude. And he comments, he's like, yes.
That's amazing.
I was like, you can just watch it. Like, just go to YouTube, whatever.
Like you're his dad and you just told him he could have dessert before dinner.
Yeah, I gave him.
Will you play with me, Dad?
Fuck yeah. He said yes.
He's telling his dad.
He's like going down.
Dad!
Dad, he said yes. He's into it.
You made his life. Oh, that's so great.
He said yes. Fuck, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is like, so do they even, so he doesn't even like talk to you. He like chat, he types and then you talk to him, right?
Yeah. I have the Twitch, there's the chat room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
like
yeah. Yeah, I actually that's sorry.
He said yes. Sorry.
Like he's like knocking shit over us. He's like, oh my god.
It's just funny because he was sending me all the links to the clips because it's just to think it's like you could have just watched them on your own.
Yeah.
I think that I don't mean to like, and I'm not trying to like diminish that because I've had that too.
That's so cool.
Because like I started to get like it was one of the times I was doing it with Chris. We were playing like Star Wars or something like that. And it was like it was popping. Like I had like there was like 3 or 4 people, and Manny was one of the people, and he kept talking to me in the chat. And then I was like, so I would read it, and then I'd get killed, and I'd be like, "Fuck!" And he's like, "Welcome to streaming." And I was like, "Oh, like that's part of is like that's you like that's part of." I got it like I got it like so much faster that way. Like that was like that was the whole element of it. That's the live performance part of it. Like it's not just like not just your opinion, but it's literally your reaction to everything. To like he asked me what an Ewok was, and it just said it was like a baby Chewbacca. It's a Chewbacca before it grows up. And then somebody else, and then like Lemaire and shit like that. I think he brought up the Han. Oh no, he wasn't on. Did you know his PS4 got stolen?
Yeah.
Do you know he's always signed in? By the way, I don't think they ever took him off.
No, that's because that's my PlayStation.
Oh, he gave you that one.
Yeah.
Or you gave him that one? I mean,
I don't know if this story's funny, but it makes me and Steph laugh to this day.
It's Lemaire.
No. This is why Lemaire signed into PS4 still, even though it got stolen. Is because one time he just wanted to come over and like
he signed into your thing, right?
Yeah, he came over, wanted to play a game or something, and then just started playing. There's this game I have, For Honor, and he just started playing For Honor, and then but like wasn't like, hey Andy, play this game with me. Like
he just came over and started playing it.
He just started playing it, and then I was like, well, I have to eat dinner, so I like went to go eat dinner, and then I had it, and I like sat on the couch, and I started like watching a show with Steph. Lemaire just kept playing my PS4
the whole time.
Yeah, for like an hour or two.
Oh my God, Lemaire!
He just sat in the corner and played my PS4. It's just like.
So then you were like, after like he was done, you were like, no, you've earned it. You get to take it home. That's yours now.
Yeah. And then he borrowed the game, and I assume that got stolen with the PS4. But yeah, I don't know if that's funny, but like if that story's interesting or not. But yeah, Lemaire just came over and just played my PS4.
That's a perfect picture of Lemaire. Like I watched his stories last night.
Yeah,
that he didn't put his bed frame together.
And then ended up getting drunk during it.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it, and like Lemaire was clearly like fucked up, and I was like, I'm not watching stoned Lemaire vie for people's attention.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Sign me up. I want it.
But then Nate, that's fair. But then Nate was telling me about it, and I guess the thing we were talking about it once again on Panties in the Mouth. Check it out. We were talking about it, and Nate told me that like I guess at the end of it, Lemaire like threw up.
Yeah, he was like, "Let's go to somebody's house," and they were like, "Okay, you came to my house to throw up in front of it." Thank you.
But he only had like a 6-pack.
Yeah. He threw up on a 6-pack.
I don't understand how big as he is, and I guess
he's only like 10 pounds heavier than me now.
Really?
He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's still big. Like we were joking about that actually recently. I just thought of a funny thing that I realized. Hold on. We were talking about it. I had him at I did one of the joke reveal parties with him or something like that. Again, in the before times. And it was.
Oh wait.
No,
I didn't want to cut the story off, but I'm super interested about those shows.
well,
They're so cool.
they've been, I think, the most fun I've had on stage in a long time. Like as far as like consistently each month, each one of
Oh
them
my
has
God.
been like
Steph,
he said
Steph,
yes.
you come here real quick.
Uh-oh.
Here, wait, no, because remember I was supposed to do the joke reveal show, and then
Yeah.
I realized you were about 4 hours away.
Yeah.
And here, come here, babe. Here, tell him about the level of a panic attack I was having because I was worried Pat was gonna be mad at me.
Came home and I immediately was like, "What's wrong?" And I could just see it on his face.
And he just started crying.
Talk him down. It took a couple hours.
Aww.
It was bad.
Dude, I like rocketed through the door.
Yes,
I didn't have to say anything. Steph was like, "What's wrong?"
All right, babe.
I was like, "What?"
Tell him, babe, tell him how pissed off at him I was when he canceled on me.
Not at all.
He said, "Tell him how pissed off I was when he canceled on me." No, he wasn't. Thank you.
You know what I was
that's
like?
why he was trying. Like he knew it was a long drive, and that's why he thought the three of you could come together and just carpool. But then I think everyone started falling off.
Yeah.
Well,
it ended up not.
My problem was because like it was on a Friday or whatever, and then if you take because like Friday traffic adds like in Jersey adds like an extra half hour to an hour to your shit.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm not even gonna get there in time. But I don't know, dude. I was just
the thing was anytime I ask anybody to do a show now, I've realized like again, much like the streaming and stuff like that over the years, you learn how to ask and what to ask. And almost every single time I've even said, if you can't, it's totally okay. Don't worry about it. Even if you do say yes, this is essentially the joke reveal party. The one that you were going to do was essentially basically it is on the surface a booked mic, but it's it is a booked mic in the means of being an entertaining show. It's booked mic by people I know that are going to be funny, kind of thing. Of like,
and take advantage of it.
And take advantage of it. Of having 10 minutes of stage time, of being able to do unrestricted anything the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
I was just
in front of an audience, you know.
I was so excited too, which I've been getting a lot better with, because actually doing the I mean, I won't get into the details of it, but me and Nate, when we first started doing the podcast, because me and
Which
him
podcast is that again?
Panties in the Mouth, for free on your favorite podcast app. Panties in the Mouth. First episode we explained the title, so I won't waste time with that. No, but like me and Nate have like a very like we're like best friends, but at the same time we like fight aggressively.
Yeah. Right.
And we went through a lot of like growing pains, and I went through a lot of like you ever have a problem where you think it's one thing, you think it's way more external than it actually is, and then when you talk it out with your buddy, you realize it's a lot of bullshit going on in your brain.
Almost all of it, maybe.
Well, we hit a tipping point where I remember Nate was saying some shit to me, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks of Nate saying some shit to me and me like bugging out about it, and then it finally occurred to me where I was like, why am I getting extra offended by what Nate says? This isn't anything new of how he's being.
Right.
He's on brand for Nate. This is how he's always been the fucking 7-8 years I've known him.
Yeah.
Why? And then it started like the wheels turning, and it actually, it's funny. Doing this podcast with Nate in a weird way has made me learn a bunch of shit about myself. Which correlates into me fixing some things about my anxiety.
Nice.
But back to the original topic, to the joke reveal, I wasn't there yet.
No, I was gonna either way, I had it still, don't worry. But no, I think that's the thing, is like having that kind of growth and stuff like that. I like seeing people that I know that are at least like not maybe even if you aren't seeking it out when it surfaces, addressing it and doing stuff like that.
just
And
working on
and
it.
I understand, because that's the same thing. We were joking about the Shane thing earlier. Every one of us, I'm sure, was like, yeah, and then like, I wish that was me. but you're still like, yeah, good for you, and you're like, I kind of wanted that too, but then like Dom will be like, well, like it's a lot of times like I've come to her with like a thing like that, like a thing where like a friend of mine gets a big cool guest on their show or anything else. My initial reaction is always like, fuck yeah, or like immediately. And then I'm like, then I go like, man, like what the fuck? Why can't I? Why didn't I want to do my show or what? And then she'll just literally just bring up a simple fact of like, did you ask them? And I'll go like, no. And she'll go like, that might be it.
Yeah.
Or like, if it's like,
or
why
I'm
did they get that show and I didn't get that fucking show? And she'll go like, do you want to do those shows? And I'll go, oh no, I don't.
That's my
I don't
favorite.
like that
when
show.
he gets all bent out of shape and he's like, this person got booked, and I'm like, yeah, but look at who else is on the show and look who's booking. Do you want
to be on that
show?
show?
Do you want to be associated with them? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, then you're fine. Don't worry.
And her reaction has come from years of me screaming at her about how I'm like, I want to do it right. I don't want to do it my way. I don't want to do some bullshit. I want to do this. I'm my own boss. And she's like, remember when you were saying that before, champ? And I go like, oh yeah. Yeah. You're right. Fuck that.
My thought process is, when you see that, you go, yeah, hell yeah. My friend got a dope thing.
Yeah.
And then you go, I more go into like, and this is what I've been working on trying to like get out of, because like having like boo-hoo, woe was me energy is not productive at all.
No.
And I'll have the like, fuck yeah. And then I'll look at me. I'll be, and then I'll make it all about me.
Yep.
And I'll be like, why am I not?
Why didn't you do that? Why didn't
you work hard enough to get that or something like that?
Right.
And that's
exactly.
just, I think that's like the conceited, self-centered thing.
But
that
it's
comes
also
with being a comic.
Yeah, but then you also use that. So like if you go, why are you upset that they have that? And then you break it down.
Because you didn't work as hard. You didn't work enough.
Or you realize that's something that I want. I wasn't even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like I need to now leverage that. Like you have to listen to your body. It's telling you things.
So
more than just
that's
a penis
what anxiety
rack.
is.
More than just a penis rack, guys.
Penis rack.
Yeah.
See, that actually describes my perfect woman, penis and a rack.
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, bump it, am I right?
Hey, best of both worlds.
Yeah,
I'll suck on your balls and your titties.
Your joke, the what is it? You like women like contact lenses transitioning or something?
Oh yeah, that was a fucking that was a throwback.
Throwback.
That's a good one.
That
was a
You know what was funny? You know what was funny about that? I posted that today, and I was just having that like, is this gonna be taken out of context?
Yeah.
And then I got like 15 likes, and I'm like, what the fuck are you worrying about, dickhead?
Yeah, exactly. Just be you.
That same guy from before. He posted it.
That's your inner monologue.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's in your brain. You're always fucking snitching on yourself. He fucking did it again. Fucking Andy. That's Andy's anxiety.
My fucking inner monologue works for BuzzFeed. It's just tattle. No, but to what Dom said. Dom said earlier about a couple seconds ago about like taking that info and like processing it properly. That's what I was realizing with like the Nate shit, because I was like putting it on Nate. I was like, Nate's wrong because he's making me mad, and it's like, but then I'd look at it and I you take in the information. You're like, well, you've been friends with Nate this whole time, and it's different now. And then, but then you're like, if you look at it like logically, you're like, all right, well, Nate's making you mad. Well, then what do you do next? Do you not be friends with Nate? And then I have that thought, I don't want to not be friends with Nate.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you like sort of work through it and break it down a little bit more, and you like realize what's going on. And it's oh, I'm not, because like I would have a problem with taking my problems, projecting them onto someone else, and then going like, no, you're doing this to me. Yeah. And also
because you don't want them to actually do that to you. You're projecting your insecurities, and then it just ricochets right back at you, and you're doing it
it's
to yourself.
And it's in actuality, it's like, oh, I'm being insecure about this, but then you take the one time like Nate or whoever maybe would have made the joke about that insecurity, and it's like, no, you're doing it. And we mentioned this on the podcast. The funny part was because it took me a while to realize this, because just because of the way we are.
Yeah.
Any insecurity I have, I can look through my Rolodex and I can find a joke Nate made about that.
That's probably why you guys are so
like
close.
your elite. My favorite was your
just noticed
elite
you.
gamer neck. That was my favorite. Elite gamer neck was very. That was the thing. That was the whole like. That was the point I was making with like even like Lemaire being at the show. Like when he was there, I was like, man, you look great. And like my initial reaction was like, oh man, you look awesome. But it's also like, I don't know, are people still going to notice that I look great too? Because I've lost a lot of weight. And that's my initial, and I'm like, what am I doing? But we were joking about like fashion and shit like that. And it's the outside perspective. And if you don't change the way you are, you won't get that outside perspective, because sometimes people won't tell you. Like if you're fat, people won't let you know inside clothing things. Like today, I just discovered today, because I have all of my button-up shirts fit. They all like close.
Oh yeah, you lost. How much weight did you lose doing what? Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I think all together. I'm down. Well, since I've started that, I think 70 pounds since I started jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I'm building muscle too. Either way. But I was joking about like I realized like I was doing laundry and I was like folding up clothes and stuff, and I never realized there's no such thing as an overshirt.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I don't think that's a real thing. I think that's a thing that was invented by fat guys. They're like, this button up doesn't close. And we're like, well, you could just wear it over another shirt.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
like,
supposed to close.
But girls will
that's why it has buttons. It's supposed to close. But
that's what I always
it doesn't close on you, so it's a different clothes now. Now it's an overshirt. No. I looked at the tag. It just says shirt. This is just supposed to close.
That's hilarious.
There's no such thing. An overshirt. You know what an overshirt is? A jacket.
Well, or a camisole. Like girls do the same thing.
No.
And they're called camis.
You're just covering up rolls, baby. That's
right,
all that is.
Right. It is.
That's
but
like
you wear
when
a tank
people.
top and then you wear one over.
That's a tarp.
That's like when people say like someone on like someone on like My 600-Pound Life or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone who's like real big like that. They're like, oh no, you could still be that gigantic and healthy. And you're like, you know what happens when you get that big? You get stretch marks. You know when things stretch? When they're too big.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like it has buttons on it. You're supposed to be closing it. Like, yeah, but it doesn't close right here, so I'm just gonna wear it open, and I'm gonna wear a whole nother pair of clothes under it.
Dude, you know what?
There's not overpants. If your button doesn't button on your pants, you got to get bigger pants.
Or just wear a baggy shirt.
You don't
or
wear a
a
bigger pair
camisole.
of pants over it.
Or you get joggers. Joggers are a fat guy's dream.
That's how fat I was before jiu-jitsu. I was too fat for joggers. That's bad.
Pat, that's impossible.
Bro.
No, he couldn't find
them.
He couldn't find them.
Damn. Thank God for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But like me and Lemaire were joking about like how we have like options now. Like he's like, isn't fashion cool? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, look at this. I could tuck my shirt in and I don't have to. It doesn't just look like my shirt's tucked in. I actually tuck my shirt in. It's supposed to look like this.
You should tell Lemaire, it doesn't matter how cool fashion is, you still only have 6 shirts.
Yeah. And last night wearing a yellow Power Ranger shirt.
Yeah, they're still the same shirts. They're still the same shirts that he's always had.
Isn't it cool to have a Macho Man in 2XL, not 3XL?
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, have you been? You guys have probably been talking about it a bunch on. But like, any like, what's your big takeaway on Panties on the Mouth? Available anywhere podcasts are sold.
Except Spotify.
Really? You're not on Spotify?
I haven't done that yet.
It's like a button. What's wrong with you?
It is. It really is. It's not hard at all.
It's
It's
literally,
not hard.
dude. I was so pissed off. Like, okay, look,
So
this is a rant. Speaking of, while we're on Lemaire, and this is he was doing me a huge favor in general by hosting the
There's
podcast.
no possible way.
Exactly.
Lemaire
He
doesn't do people favors.
Was not.
No.
He was not.
He comes over, plays your video games,
then
and then
leaves.
goes home with it and never brings it back.
And never signs out. he like, when I found out how fucking easy it is to host podcasts, I was like, man, it is like, I had the same reaction just now with you. I was like, it's like a button, dude. What's going on here?
Wait, what do you mean? Why
he
would
just would never. He wouldn't do it.
He used to host, like, when I started doing podcasts and stuff like that. I was asking. I didn't know how to host them, so much like the streaming and stuff like that. I went to my friends and said, like, hey, how do you do this? I asked Lemaire. Lemaire said, oh, I know how to do it. I'll do it for you. So I said, cool. I'll send them to you, and then you could just post them and all that stuff. So we did that for a while, but it was just really inconsistent. And again, Lemaire's not, he's not. I was not paying him. I was paying him to the hosting cost, but I wasn't paying him any extra. But I would just be like, hey man, this is for release on Thursday. If you could just schedule that for release on Thursday, and it was like a Tuesday or like a Monday, and he'd be like, sure, got it, no problem. And then that Thursday would come up, and every Thursday, and this is how I know that me and Lemaire are still friends. Because my first reaction was almost the opposite. It was like, motherfucker, dude, like, why isn't it up? Then I go like, it's Lemaire. It's okay. This is me. Yep. I asked Lemaire to do it, and so I'd always go, hey, Lemaire, I just checked. There must be something wrong because I don't see the podcast.
Something's wrong with Apple.
Every single time, like, hey, I guess something happened. I don't know. Hey, do you know if you could take a look at that problem? And then when I found out, like, it's literally like just like upload, and then you could just do it from your phone, essentially. I was like, man, what the fuck?
It's not hard whatsoever.
Like, I could do that accidentally. More times than he did it on purpose on time.
In Lemaire's defense, it was an easy Google search, but also
exactly. And that's why I never got mad. I would never ever blame him for that, because I was just like, you're too lazy to figure it out, stupid.
Yeah.
It was motivation, really. It was all on purpose.
Yeah, he was doing you a favor.
Yeah.
But what in this whole, like, the crisis thing, have you been what's your biggest, like, streaming, like, treasure that you found? Like, what do you think is the best thing that you've watched? Like, is it the Dark Side of the Ring? Have you been enjoying those? Have you been
like
any
TV show?
Yeah.
Fucking, what's funny? We like binged the fuck out of Ozarks.
Yeah, I love Ozarks.
How fucking boring was that season to start out? I was almost getting ready to give up on it. I couldn't even remember the second season. Yeah.
Oh no! See, season 2,
one.
Season 1, I was in 1,000%.
Yeah, I like season 1.
Season 2, probably like, dude.
I don't remember it.
We watched about. I remember it because I finished it a week ago. We watched, dude, months ago. We watched like the first 4 episodes of season 2.
Okay.
And it just wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, maybe this just isn't our show anymore. And then with all this shit, we're like, and then people were talking about it because season 3
came out, yeah.
So we finished season 2, and we were like, wait, this is awesome.
Yeah. It always takes a minute.
And then we watched season 3. We banged that out in like fucking half a day. And when we finally finished it, it was about like midnight, but we weren't ready to go to sleep yet. And then we were like, what else do we watch? And because like Ozarks was so serious, we just defaulted to The Office. And because it's just like my it's when it comes to comedies, it like might be, I don't know if this is like Basic Bitch or not, but I think it's like stupidly well written.
Parks and Rec. We're Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
fans.
we're watching Parks and Rec right now.
Yeah,
I like Parks and Rec, but for me it's like The Office, and then like Parks and Rec.
I think it's the other way here. I think and honestly, if I'd have to say, like, I'd say it's like here and like here. Like it's way further for us. Like I feel like it's It's
Actually-
so funny, but it's like it just gets. I think The Office got so weird and repetitive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. What happened?
Fuck. No, sorry. There's
Is your
just
cat flying now?
a-
Your cat took to the skies.
He grew his fourth leg back. No,
Oh yeah, fourth leg.
No, we've been having fucking stink bugs.
Oh yeah, I
fucking
hate
fuck
stink
around.
bugs.
Yeah, he's like right up there.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother, I think, is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Then Parks and Rec.
On this side.
Then
I'm so
you're
sorry.
fine. You're fine.
I have to get the stink bug.
Keep your
Do
mouth
it.
open
Do
when
it.
you do it.
So where are you with me on this?
I like a him yim. I could get on board with that. Yeah.
I do love
Which one?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
That is another.
So far, there has yet to be a bad season of that. I think that's my point. Is like that's the thing that I realize the most is like when there's. I'm just waiting for like like just fall, just like lay down and pop, like just like somehow just come in frame sideways. Got it.
Thanks, babe.
Or like him like run like I got it.
Yeah.
But no, I think I like him yim. It's all right. But I you know what? Actually, you're right. I forget about that.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
I feel like there's like I guess that's the point. It's like what is there a bad season? And I guess The Office there really isn't a bad season, but there is.
I
more
did
of a-
lose interest.
We were
I did.
talking about. I was waiting for you to just come in and like frame sideways and fall onto the table, going, "Oh, got it."
I come in and I'm just like choking him.
Did you get
like-
it?
No, he like fell. So we got this we got the you know like the light that would sit
Mhm.
above your like dining room table.
Yeah.
He was on the one leg and it's like a big dome light. So now he's
Yeah.
just like chilling in the light, getting a suntan.
Is it like a bowl? Like a bowl? Like
Yeah.
is in there?
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
really moving, so he might be slowly dying.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just
Cool.
sprinkle some poison in there.
Nah, poison's too good for him. He deserves a good tan death.
we were just joking. She actually brought up. I completely forgot about How I Met Your Mother. You used to watch that one?
I did, but I wouldn't, and I enjoyed watching it, but I enjoyed watching it for like all the wrong reasons. I thought it was like it's definitely like a fun ride, but it's not if you it's one of those shows where it's like if you really like dissect it,
Uh-huh.
it's a hot pile of garbage.
Okay.
Well, this is what I was. Okay, get this right. I just fucking dissected a couple different ones, and this is why Parks and Rec is better than the other ones. Think about some of the best like comedies that like people normally name, right? Like How I Met Your Mother, Seinfeld, Friends, stuff like that, right? There's always one like fucking crazy cartoonish character. You got your Kramers, you got your Joeys, you
Oh,
got
yeah.
your Barneys,
Yep.
right? You got all those people, right? Parks and Rec.
All of them.
No, none of them. They're all genuine people. You know each one of those people genuinely. You don't know
Absolutely not.
your brother's Ron.
You have not. You
Yeah, I know your
my,
brother. Yeah, I
you remember
remember.
my bachelor party. James not wrong. Absolutely.
You're wrong. You're the libertarian.
Yeah, you're the libertarian.
Dave got an Uber because the strip club was too intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Ron. He was married to
No. But I think that's the thing is like the genuineness. What was that? Stink bug?
That was Steph
on
heard
your
that
side
because
now?
she's making it. No, when I said that, Steph goes, "Did that really happen?" I was like,
Oh.
"Kind of."
Oh.
He was.
We went to. I tried doing a joke about it. We went to a strip club that might as well have been called Dave's Basement.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like somebody's house.
Yeah, there were when I was doing the joke, I was like, there was on the main floor there was about 6 chairs. None of them looked the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah. Not only that, it actually didn't look too like the lit areas didn't look too different than this, than like the attic. Like it was kind of like this like aesthetic.
Oh, that's weird.
No, it literally looked like like if you ever have that uncle or whoever that has a bar in his basement and a pool
Yeah,
table.
It looks like Michael Donald's bar.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
If it was that, but then your like aunt just got naked, that's what the strip club was.
Yeah, Mike O'Donnell's bar.
Yep.
Oh, my aunt tears it up there, dude.
But yeah, so I guess that's the thing is I like the Ozarks. To me, Ozark is kind of like all the boring parts of Breaking Bad, like, and that's it. And then they're like, oh wait, now there's some like the Kansas City Mob. I tried to do a joke about this.
Did you finish Ozarks? You finished Ozarks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
No, this is I'm talking all season 1 right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
None of it's gonna get, because that's my thing. My theory is, I honestly feel like 100% of the lives lost in this show, aside from the first one, if we remember the first lot, like in the first season, the first like couple episodes, there's only one life really lost. I think if they would have just gotten a fucking divorce from the get-go, everything would be fucking cool right now.
Yeah.
Everything would be cool if they
Weren't they
just got
not-
a divorce.
I haven't watched season 1 in a while. Weren't they not able to? Wouldn't it have raised too much suspicion?
Well, I think he's saying even like she had an affair, so they should have gotten like even before that. Like,
Yeah. If they would have just fucking been honest with themselves and just fucking got a divorce, it would have been like, because that's what I'm saying is like all of the
where's the
real
story in
drama
that?
is always rooted
Right.
in
Yeah.
them being like, you didn't do the dishes. And it's just like, well, it's not my job to do the dishes. You didn't do the fucking dishes. You're the one laundering money for the mob. And they're like, shut the fuck up. It's like, just stop arguing. If you just stop arguing, everything's going to be fine. Because basically,
well,
you're one and only,
communication.
the
They
mob,
need to talk to each
the
other.
mob you're facing are dudes in fucking blue jeans and New Balance with goddamn members only jackets. That's the mob? Kansas City mob?
You
I
would
prefer,
fit perfectly.
I prefer, yeah.
You've
look.
got a members only jacket and you have New Balance sneakers and you wear blue jeans. He's
No,
in the
you're
Kansas
right.
City mob.
You
They're
fucking,
portraying us poorly.
You stunt some NBs, dude.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't.
No, okay, they're Adidas, but they look like New Balance.
They look like New Balance, though. Okay.
I could see you in a pair of Sambas, dude. Some Adidas Sambas.
Yeah.
I think that
Come
might
on,
be what
Pat,
they
you
are.
got some-
actually.
You got some flavor in there that you just need to
Little
fucking uncork.
a little bit of, yeah, a little bit.
Well, he's getting into fashion now.
Yeah.
So you heard him.
Things fit
Him
now.
and Lemaire are going to go
yeah.
into fashion together.
What size shirt were you at your largest?
Like still a 2X was tight, 3X was fit. I probably should have been wearing 3Xs.
But he
And
wore the
there's-
overshirt.
Yeah, and then I would wear an overshirt.
And there's like 7 shirts when you're a 3X, right?
Yeah. And they always charge you more. There's always more.
There's always.
like
More fabric, more
Yeah,
fabric.
like they're literally like, we can't even just cut you a deal here. We are literally using this much more fabric, so this is how much
Sure.
more we're gonna have to charge you.
You're buying a shirt and a half, sir.
Yeah, honestly, the
Yeah.
wear and tear you're putting on our workers for adding all of that that extra room. I mean, this isn't a size.
Well, you know what's funny? To bring it back to wrestling, every time I love to go on WWE, their store, and like just look at whatever new shirts they have, and like most of their shirts, like a vast majority of their shirts go all the way up to 5X, and I'm like, you guys know your audience.
Not to
So
mention,
we
not
went
to
to an
mention, most of those
action-
5X like those get sold out first.
Yeah.
sold out.
Oh,
We
and
went
it's,
to
they have plenty of them. It's not on short supply.
we went to an Action Bronson concert and they didn't have 2X.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and I don't know where they were at in their tour. Like I don't think it was the end of it, but it was just like we're at an Action Bronson show.
Yeah,
like
bro.
he wears like a 6X. How do you not have anything more than a 1X or
That's
extra
so
large,
funny.
whatever? It was so weird.
The bootlegs.
I
did
was
that.
gonna
The bootlegs did.
I was gonna go to an Action Bronson show.
Yeah.
Then pandemic.
Ah,
Wait, when? When was that supposed to be?
Next month in New York.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I ain't going fucking there anytime soon, dude.
No. His
got-
aunt is stuck in Florida
Yeah.
because she can't get a flight back. She was supposed to leave to go back to New York March 28th, and she's still
Dude,
cancel it. They
She's
keep
still trying to
canceling
do
it.
like customer service shit. And I'm like, do you understand what's going on right now? She's like, I will never use your company ever again. I'm like, they may not be a company. What are you talking about? It's bigger than that.
Wait, you can't get a flight?
No,
She
it
can't,
keeps
at
it
least.
They keep canceling it because I don't know why. It's different, like where there's not enough people.
She's in ISIS also
to get to even afford for the plane to make the trip. And I think
She just
people
went right over it.
yeah.
My aunt's a bat, actually. The fuck was I gonna say? Yeah, Steph got me Action Bronson for my birthday, and then I for Christmas got her fucking the group Bikini Kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got fucking back together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were like a big Riot Girl band in the time of like Nirvana and shit, and they were going on their fucking reunion tour, and they're like one of Steph's fucking bands.
That's like one of her all-time kind of thing. Like that's her.
Yeah, one of them. And no, we've been having a good track record of like bands Steph liked when she was in high school.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like the
That
Deftones recently or not too long ago?
Yeah.
That was a while ago, but.
And then Deftones, Bush. I don't know if you ever heard of Jack Off Jill, but they.
I saw her post about it, but
that was fun because we fucking drove all the way down to North Carolina. I got trashed.
Nice.
Saw a band I didn't know, and then we drove all the way back home.
Oh my gosh, the same day?
No, we.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus, get a hotel.
Oh, yeah, no, I got stupid drunk because we were fucking I remember we were that was funny too because that was one of the first times I met her sister's husband, so like my brother-in-law, and we didn't know each other real well, and I was like, I'm gonna get trashed, so
buckle up.
Hopefully I'm fun to you. I just got
you just gotta break them in real quick.
Well, the bar we were at had fucking like some pineapple beer that was like 7%, so I was
when it's
done.
a fruity thing, like that was my thing is we were joking about like how I don't have like a drink like a mixed drink, and how like basically the last one that I would like get is Malibu and pineapple juice because it was yummy. So it's like either that or mudslide. If like either one, if I don't taste the alcohol, I'll just go.
It's juice.
You know what you need. Take Fireball and mix it with ginger ale.
Oh, interesting. Spicy.
Gross.
No, it just tastes like a soda. That was the one time I ever finished a handle to myself.
Oh my God.
In one sitting?
Yeah, and not like not the one whatever you ever
like the leader, right?
Yeah, whenever
Wait,
you
you were pre-gaming?
No,
No,
not the
just
jug.
just that.
Okay.
Whenever you get liquor, there's the tiny one behind the counter, then there's the normal size, and then there's the big one. I drank a normal sized one to myself.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I was going off. It just tastes like soda.
Yeah.
I drank a whole thing of Tanqueray because I couldn't taste it, and I was just drinking Diet Sprite. So essentially, I drank a 2-liter of Diet Sprite, and also a whole bunch of fucking Tanqueray.
I think the whole bottle, like a whole like normal size. Plus, we went to a Miami Dolphins football game. So then we went inside, and then he bought 3 or 4 more doubles of gin and juice.
Oh, Tanqueray. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. You're not like a big booze guy, though, right?
No, I think that was the last time you had it, because he ended up. We tailgated and we were driving home, and we lived like 3 hours away, from Miami, and
Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and
the very same.
And so we're leaving the stadium, and Pat. We're almost to a gas station, and Pat goes, I have to poop. And I was like, okay, like right now? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I told my dad, we're with my parents, and I told my dad he's got to poop. But then he took his hat off, and I go, do you have to puke? And then he turns his head and throws up all inside the car, like in the door. And then we get the window down. He starts throwing up outside. So then we pull in. I grab 2.
And then the poop comes.
Then I grab 2.
Told you.
Like 2 gallons of water to wash the car off as best as I could. And he's got a beard, like he's got a full beard. So he's still throwing up. So then I'm throwing water
Like
on the
she's
car.
baptizing me in the fucking gas station parking
And
lot.
I'm just gagging because it's disgusting. And then my mom can't hear it. So my mom's got her hands over her ears like, la, 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 la. So that's why Pat doesn't do booze. Oh, that was
Impulse
fun.
control.
Yeah.
I wish I learned from any of that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. I haven't done it in a little bit, but I'm pretty easy to puke.
Yeah.
No,
see,
I'm not.
that was like blackout drunk.
blackout
That was like
drunk, yeah.
waking up, finding pictures I don't remember taking.
Yeah.
That was like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that where it's like, I don't remember this whole chunk of time.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I drink a fair amount, but I've only blacked out once. It was weird. Like it didn't like stop me from drinking, but I was just like, oh, I'm not doing that though.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did learn. It did only take you one time at least, because that was the thing was like I didn't have I still have a leather jacket that still has flecks of vomit on it from when I was like a teenager. And that just says more about my laundry, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
really.
I think you should get rid of that
I was
jacket.
gonna say, get a new jacket.
Yeah, I think we need to get a new jacket.
It fits again though, baby.
Oh no.
Well, let's why don't you tell people where they can find you one more time? We'll wrap it up and...
Check out my social media, Andy Got Jokes. If you're into wrestling, just search Andy Wrestling Guy. That is Andy Got Jokes or Andy Wrestling Guy, Twitter and Instagram. Twitch.tv/Andy Got Jokes. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. and Sundays at noon, all Eastern Standard Time. And my podcast with my life partner, Nathan Marshall, Panties in the Mouth. We just did an episode today. We've been banging out. We've been doing 2 a week ever since quarantine started. Go check it out. And yeah, that's final plug, Work Rate Entertainment. Go check that shit out.
Yeah, support indie wrestling, because that was a thing that we were talking about with Jake a lot, was like a lot like much like those comics that we're talking about that are kind of in that middle ground. Indie wrestling is really a lot of things where like it can be huge if you know they have the ability to run the business that they were, but if they can't go back to what it was, they have to figure something out. So
it's all good. It's all gonna go back. It's just a matter of when and how. You know what I mean?
And who's left? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, that's the thing.
And also too with the fucking indie wrestling, the craziest part too is like WrestleMania was just around the corner,
right?
And that weekend, like, if you look at WWE, not to go on like a tangent, and we can wrap after this, but like, if you
I just don't want to keep you. I know you've been busy today, so I don't want to keep you.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. I just have to piss, and I think if we go too late, Steph might yell at me.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
Well, no, we live in a small apartment complex, and I know there's a baby over there. So
fuck that baby.
And he's a fucking dick.
Wait, is it in the house? Is it like your baby? Do you guys have a baby? Did I learn something just now?
I've had my foot on his throat this whole time.
Yeah. Honestly, you gotta keep.
Actually, I fed that stink bug to him. No.
He's
Steph's not gonna yell.
Baby. Get over here.
He hasn't watched Impact yet.
He hasn't watched Impact yet. He's just stepping on babies.
Now, so the thing I was gonna say about WrestleMania is, so on the base level, you go, oh my God, how much money did WWE lose? Because WrestleMania, it's a whole weekend. They also have NXT TakeOver. That's on Saturdays. WrestleMania is on Sundays. That's a whole weekend. Then they have this thing called WWE Access. At this point, that's basically an entire week leading up to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So WWE lost all that money. All the hotels that were going to house those people lost all that money. All these indie wrestling companies, dude, on my timeline, I saw countless wrestlers that weekend in Tampa Bay. They had shows booked. So there was probably easily 10 to 20 big shows going on that weekend, and then probably a bunch more other wrestling related things. So the amount of money that Tampa Bay did not benefit from this weekend is astronomical.
Yeah.
It's easily in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
What did you think of what WrestleMania they did put on? What did you think of it?
I liked it. I thought what they did was great. It really showcased how it was weird to get adjusted to, and I definitely prefer it with the audience.
Yeah.
But it really, because like for me, there's a thing now with wrestling fans when they watch wrestling, because like over the years, wrestling fans have been sort of like emboldened, to be like, oh, you're like the fourth person in this match. You know, there's like the two wrestlers, the referee, they all come together to make a match, but you're the fourth member, which is true. But I think that and a bunch of other things, it sort of went to like wrestling fans' heads.
Yeah.
So there's this thing where like the wrestling fans will be at the show and not react genuinely. They'll try to be like, how can I also be a part of this? How could I get the most attention? When
it's like a heckler. It's like a heckler is like, I'm helping him. What are you talking about? I'm just answering. Yeah. He asked, has anybody ever been to a birthday party? I have.
Yeah.
I have to let him know. That's why he asked.
Yeah.
Like,
and so there's that. I forget why I got off on that tangent.
We're talking about WrestleMania weekend and how it
I thought it was cool that they still did it. Like, it's so it sucks. Everything's been canceled, so it was like really cool that you could watch a live event. I was super disappointed when they canceled UFC.
Yeah, just mainly because she had to live with me.
That's true. I remember what I was saying was saying like wrestling fans can be like wrestling fans at a show. All like now I feel like there's a new thing with these fans sort of being like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. But at the end of the day, it's better with fans there.
Yeah,
it just is. It's just better. It's just better with an audience.
Yeah.
But what I did notice without the audience, it kind of showed how truly talented some of these WWE wrestlers are.
Yeah.
What was your favorite match?
Because
that was the thing, was like there was two that were like basically like movies, basically.
Yeah,
right?
and I sort of, when talking about like my favorite match of WrestleMania, those two were such a given. It's almost pointless to talk about them.
Yeah.
Because it's like those are obviously the two first places.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's actually talk about the things that are like the real debate. And that was, there's these two wrestlers. You probably heard them. It was Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. And what I really liked about that is, because like you could tell with a lot of the wrestlers, they were doing their best, but it was still like weird for them. Like the more greener of the wrestlers, it was still weird for them to not have an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins were the best at just adjusting to that and just going, we're just gonna go fucking fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing shit based off an audience. We're doing shit based off beating the fuck out of each other. And it was just, lots of shit talking, all that stuff. And they're two of my favorite wrestlers. So it was just really, really fucking fun to watch them go at it like that.
Yeah, I saw that the one where he just I have a running joke on the Falls Count Anywhere podcast where I talk about I hate Kevin Owens because he's a thief and he stole the stunner from Steve Austin and shit like that. So what?
Sorry, he actually called Stone
I
Cold
heard it. I don't buy it. And I also some of my other opinions have been that Roman Reigns' cancer is a work. I still believe that coronavirus is a work. I don't think it's real. And what else? I can't remember. Oh, and also Samoa Joe is the best character of all time.
Oh, dude, if look up, I forget when it will. Oh, look up Samoa for your fans if you want to. And Pat's not wrong. Samoa Joe is arguably one of the best characters.
He made fun of a guy for being an alcoholic for real. Like he's a for real alcoholic. It was Jeff Hardy, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, WWE loves doing that. Literally, Jeff Hardy had been away for so fucking long. He comes back because this was like the first week they did the no audience matches.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy comes back for one. It was the one time he was back because they haven't used him since then. Because I think they're probably like, let's wait for an audience to really do
because that's somebody that literally, you're talking about how many people were like, we don't need an audience, we can just fight each other. He's somebody that comes out and immediately looks at the audience. It's like, you, yeah. He's like the Richard Simmons. Like he needs that. That's his battery. He's just like. He probably is like laying in like a fucking plastic container like Han Solo or something right now. He's
He
stuck
had
in
a-
preservation.
He had a really good match, but I know what you mean. He definitely has a big
Cellophane.
because he does like a big he does like a big
like
just big spots
Yeah,
that that are just kind of like, oh fuck, holy shit, you know what I mean? But no, dude, they're cutting a promo before his match, and within seconds they're making jokes about like, you know, being able to like touch your nose. Dude, they love to remind you Jeff Hardy has an alcohol problem. But no, look up for your listeners, look up it was some promo Samoa Joe cut right before Elimination Chamber, and he's going to all the dudes and he's just fucking tearing them apart. And my favorite part is at the end, he's like hitting everyone, like he goes to Jeff Hardy interrupts him, he's just like, hey Jeff, treat this like an AA meeting and don't interrupt me while I'm sharing with the group. And he's like, dude, he's hitting everyone. And then at the very end, he goes to AJ Styles and he's like, oh, hey, AJ, how's our girl Wendy? Which, if you don't know the context, Wendy is AJ Styles' wife. And right before this pay-per-view, Samoa Joe had an angle basically where every week he was telling AJ Styles he was going to fuck his wife.
Oh, wow.
He's my favorite. He's my absolute favorite. And there's nobody better than that guy.
And it's a fucking bitch because Samoa Joe keeps fucking getting hurt. Oh, dude, he's right now Samoa Joe's arguably the best on the mic, and to top it all off, he's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that and
that's why he gets hurt, because he's a good wrestler.
Right, exactly.
Because he's actually doing stuff.
They need to use him the most. I would love to see him right now. That would be a really cool thing to have him come back. Like, because if he's not wrestling, he could probably do something, right? Like he can.
Well, they had him on
be in the audience.
They had him on commentary for a while.
Yeah,
and he fucking annihilated commentary.
Yeah, I think he's like one of those people that, like, if there was a way that you could make, like, The Rock had the whole thing to kind of be able to like transition that into being like just a huge star.
Yeah.
But like, if you're just an asshole and really a good wrestler, like, I don't know, is that like you said, he's got like, he could be just a really good. I just feel like he's a really good comic. He would be like a really good roast battler.
There you go. I mean? A lot of wrestlers do comedy.
Yeah. Well, but like he would be like somebody that could be doing it right now. And that's another thing. Yeah.
He's definitely like a real sharp dude.
Yeah.
Like if you can tell when he's doing his thing, you're like, oh, that's more than just a guy reading like a script or.
Yeah. He just came up with that. Like either he did just come up with that or like they told him not to. Like there's there's something else there that he's just like, no, I think that's a funny line, I'm going to use that. Or like,
it goes like, because in WWE more so than other companies, they will give them like scripts and stuff, and sometimes and a little bit more guideline on what to say. But you can tell like Samoa Joe, when they give it to him, he doesn't just reiterate what they told him to say.
Right.
Yeah.
He makes it his own in a very, very unique way.
Yeah, they're probably like, here's the bullet points.
Sorry, I just want to watch fucking Samoa Joe promos now. Holy shit.
Well, we can let you go so you can watch your promos.
Dude, I'm telling you, please, if you're listening, go watch that clip because Samoa Joe is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, buddy. All right, man. Well, it was great talking to you.
Yes, it was so great talking to you.
Yeah, this was a blast.
And we'll probably be streaming probably one of the. Let me know one of those days if any one of those days you want me to play. I think we're gonna play Rocket League.
Yeah, right? Yeah, definitely. We should play Rocket League. Definitely.
Okay. Hell yeah, man.
Definitely.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, babe, do you have any plugs or anything?
No, I did my plugs already.
You can follow me on Instagram at wife_George. And that's it for right now.
Oh, yeah. And I'm at PG Comedian and all the other podcasts that I produce. And, just the Bored Georges. Just
fun.
Go there, support us, and watch us play video games.
Yeah.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
All right, bye.
All right. I love you guys.
Love you, buddy.
You
See ya.
Gross.